Live on the Zone, September 14th, Canelo versus Berlanga. A legendary boxing rivalry, Mexico against Puerto Rico.
You're gonna feel so much pain.
Canelo has been destructive through the division, with win after win after win.
You will see.
But a fearless Berlanga is ready and coming for all the belts, unbeaten and hungry. On Mexican Independence Weekend, Canelo versus Berlanga, September 14th, live on The Zone with English and Spanish commentary. Buy now at thezone.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Marcos Villegas for Fight Up TV, and joined here in Las Vegas with Eddie Hearn, Edgar Berlanga. Canelo just showed up. How is it to be on this side, a side against Canelo?
I've been there many times. I've been on the away side about 5 times against Canelo. I've been on the home side about 5 times as well. It's just great to be involved. You know, you see the size of the event, and you know, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Edgar. I know he's a big underdog in the fight, but I'll tell you what, he's in the shape of his life. He's pumped. He's got no fear. He's coming down in the balaclavas. Fuck you to everyone. You know, like, let's roll the dice. That's what we're here to do. And he's going to give it everything on Saturday night.
You know, there's like a lot of subplots riding on this event, but one thing that's sticking out, I don't know if you noticed, like the social videos that Oscar's put out in regards to the event, in regards to Canelo. Just, you know, you observing it, like, what do you make of all that?
It's really weird, really. Like, I don't know what kind of unhappiness causes you to just continuously go after someone. Like, you'd think that with everything that he's achieved and with the business he's got and the shows that are coming up, you just focus your attention and your energy and your platform to promote that, rather than a guy that left you a long time ago that you have nothing to do with. But I don't know, it's weird. Like, he should be this clapback Thursday or whatever he does. I think it's quite a good idea. But he spends every clapback Thursday talking about Canelo Alvarez. I mean, slagging off the fight on DAZN, which is his broadcaster. But also, more than that, he could be promoting his own fighters. Zurdo Ramirez, Zepeda, Munguia. Oh, no, he left him, didn't he? Who else has he got? Yeah, I said that. Ramirez. Roger Ortiz, great fighter. Like, on that platform, rather than talking about Canelo, it's really weird. I don't know. Like, I just feel like if he lets that go, it'll just bring much more happiness. Do you know what I mean? But look, Oscar's Oscar. He's going to do whatever he wants to do.
Have you spoken to Turkey? Because I know he's involved with the event across the street with the UFC Noche. It just, from the outside looking in, it's like, well, he's supporting the MMA event, not the boxing event. So it's like kind of like, whoa, what's going on here?
I think, you know, Riyadh season supports all kinds of different sports. You know, whether it's soccer, whether it's football, whether it's boxing, whether it's UFC, snooker that we do with them. So, you know, he agreed to back that UFC event. I believe they're a major sponsor, Riyadh season, and now the Canelo fight goes as well. But I think we're a weird community, really, where we're kind of like, oh, they don't, you know, people are like counting seats on seat maps. Like, boxing's just strange. Why don't we just say 2 amazing shows? Like the UFC show at the Sphere is going to be amazing, iconic. But this is going to be a great fight, a great night, a great atmosphere. So, I don't know, we're very strange, but I guess those two up against each other just makes everything bigger.
Well, I think it's because it's seen as like MMA's encroaching on boxing's like sacred dates, you know, and they're worried that they're going to take the fights away.
But the reality is, it's not a sacred date. It's Mexican Independence Weekend for the people of Mexico. It's not a boxing date that no one else can touch. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's your job, boxing's job, to put on an event that stops people from going on that date. But maybe a year or so ago, Dana White decided, you know what? Fuck boxing on that day. I'm going to start going. And now you've got this tussle. But again, is it a tussle? It's a different audience. I'm sure there's crossover. But it's just 2 great shows. Enjoy them.
Have you had a chance to see Berlanga in camp or spoken to him in the last week? What does he make of no one giving him a shot in this fight against Canelo?
He, in his mind, he's winning. Like, but I'll tell you something now, he's making a fortune on Saturday. A fucking lot of money. But it's not about, honestly, of course, that's nice, and it will secure his future and his family's future forever. And that's a must in the sport of boxing. But he is here to win this fight. And he will not run around the ring trying to survive for 12 rounds and not get hurt. He will come to win this fight. And he'll be dangerous in there. So is Canelo. You just, you hope that as the age goes on and the years go on, sooner or later that moment will come. And maybe it comes Saturday night.
Why is he a better opponent than the last few opponents that Canelo has faced? More specific, Munguia. Why?
I think when you look at both fighters, I think they're quite similar, Munguia and Berlanga, right? I think that Berlanga might be a little bit fresher because Munguia's had, although he's still young, he's had a lot of wars. You go back to like the Derevyanchenko fight, the Liam Smith fight, the what's the other fight? I thought he lost the fight against the Irish guy. No, not Canelo. Munguia. Hogan. Hogan, yeah? Is it Hogan? Yeah. But he's been in a lot of tough fights. Berlanga's, I know he had that one fight with Caceres, but like he's never really been in a tough fight. So that was a fight I actually wanted to make, Munguia against Berlanga. I think it's a great fight. So I don't. Yeah, but I don't think they're dissimilar. I just think Edgar's a bit fresher. But you've got to do. I think his boxing IQ is better than Munguia. But you're going to find out, you do need a little bit of the rubber green in these fights. You need Canelo to maybe not be 100%, and that can happen. But you never really know till you get in there. All this confidence that Berlanga has is great, and I love what I see. Physically, he's in amazing shape. But till you get in there and you're faced with the level of Canelo Alvarez, you never really know. But he's in it to win it.
Until he gets a punch too, to see how he reacts to it.
And vice versa. Look, maybe they're trading up and all of a sudden, Canelo thinks, fuck me, this kid can punch. Do you know what I mean? But he has been in with Golovkin, he's taking shots. But that was 4 or 5 years ago.
Berlanga's bigger than those guys too.
Yeah, and he'll be refueling at a nice size as well.
You and Leonard, finally, the long-awaited reunion or meeting. How was that when you saw him? Like, did you think, okay, here it goes?
No, not at all. I mean, I don't really have any emotion to that kind of situation. I don't want to be really placid, but for me, that's something. I mean, we actually haven't had any beef for probably over a year online. There probably was a time that if we did meet, it would have been a little bit more fruity. But for me, it's just part of the game. Like, you guys want entertainment, don't you? You want a bit of beef, and we want to win. And he wants to stop me from doing well in America, and I want to try and put him out of business. But not in a way where it's like putting pins in a doll of him at night. I feel the same way about everybody because I'm just competitive, and so is he. So, I feel like maybe as I'm getting a little bit older, I'm getting a little bit more placid. And I think because of Riyadh season and, August 3rd and some PBC fighters on the card and just being around them a little bit more, I've got a great relationship with Louis de Cubas. And I've said to them over the years, we can make great fights between Matchroom and PBC. So I'm not sure that meeting's going to pave the way for that, but it's still nice to see someone face to face because when you read clickbait that goes up in interviews, you don't really watch the interview, you just see a line. Do you know what I mean? And no, I won't watch his interviews and he probably don't watch mine. But what I will see is what he said, one line. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Are we any closer than Shakur and Tank in 2025?
For me, that's the biggest fight in boxing next year. Like if Shakur beats Cordina and Zepeda, I think he beats Tank, and I'm a massive Tank fan. But when that time comes, that will be a mega fight. And I think Tank is struggling for opponents. Like if Rayo doesn't fight him in November and Robert's saying he's not going to be ready, who's he going to fight in November?
De Los Santos, maybe?
But come on, that's not a big fight, is it? Like the fight, he needs Shakur. He really does. And listen, we need Tank to make that mega fight. But let's get that fight made next year. But first, he's got to come through Joe Cordina.
Very true. Eddie, we'll catch up with you tomorrow.
Yeah?
You're on limited time. Thank you so much, Eddie Hearn, Marcos Viegas, here in Las Vegas for Fight Up TV.